Hey guys, hey, what's up? How are y'all doing? We're here. I was meditating this morning. Spirit wants to talk here about what's going on. Apparently, yes, all the time. We're never stagnating, right? But this is very, very heavy. What's happening on Earth right now is what I'm getting, and there's a lot going on. And so Spirit has been wanting to reiterate that and to remind that, even if something is going on, we'll say, across the so-called world, we are feeling this, and that's where, holding the grid is really important, is really key at this time. Throat chakra. Some of you, you may feel more guided to work on auric clearing, energy work, balancing chakras. That's all really helpful around this time. Something about the throat chakra here. Some of you, let's clear it. I'm hearing Madison, Madison. I'm hearing again, Madison. It could be a name. It could also be, take it as you will. It's a channel message. And we'll say that this is, check out our disclaimer on the community tab before checking out any of the videos. Now, some of you have someone here as well who is, everyone is in a state of recalibration. Everybody's in a state of recalibration. And what this means, Spirit is saying that, as everybody goes through their transformations, stuff comes up, right? Like, imagine like a volcano spewing out sort of like magma. It's like, it's not just when it erupts. It's also, the pre and the post, okay, of a mirroring of the contention in the argument. I don't know what that's linked to, but we do have Pluto retro, and we do have Mars, in Aries. So, let's backtrack. In other words, for some of you, some people you're dealing with, they're going through stuff, and they're going through things with people you may not even know, and you may be picking up on, I'm hearing collateral, damage, I don't know, maybe aurically. Keep clearing your aura and grounding. Not that you will take on their karma, right? You always be making a decision. That's why it's so important to meditate, especially before making any major decision, to really see if you resonate, if it's in alignment with your spirit and your soul, your higher self, your higher soul, I'm hearing. I'm hearing your oversoul as well, take it as you will. But, and you will know in your heart space, and honestly, guys, we've ascended so far to this point, Spirit is really not. They're not going to let you go anywhere near any story that does not have your name written in it, I'm hearing in prose or scripture, I don't know, form, I don't know what that, take it as you will, we've got to maybe meditate on that, but and it may be a metaphor, like, it's not appropriate, Spirit's not going to allow you, they're just not going to allow you. They're just not, okay? And, like, people may even be like, where's, like, Samuel? Is he, like, still, it's like Samuel is where Samuel will be, for as long as he needs to be. I'm hearing maybe it's like, Spirit is saying, try not to intellectualize what happens at this time, because it's like the mind is not here to necessarily fathom before the spirit what happens when we are transforming. It's not about what we understand. I'm hearing that. For some of you, people may try to debate, get into arguments. This may even be you with you. I'm sure we've all had those moments where it's like, I want to, like, kind of understand this, though. It's like, let's back and forth. Yeah, some of you, with certain people, something chaotic going on around someone something with their family. Spirit may be separating you from that person because you're not meant to be in that conversation, and it's just that simple. Sometimes we, as humans, think it's better to be in the relationship for as long as possible and always in the same way. It's like, no, not necessarily. Is that going to be what's best for your energetic system, right? Your energy body, your energetic grid, your grid. So we have to remember we are also moving in our direction. That's okay. For some of you, something got, like, kind of slowed down here. I see that, and you're wondering, like, it's maybe a bit controversial. Let's clear the energy. Someone is... Oh, interesting. I see someone knocking on, like, your astral door. It's like, she's not available right now. It's like, some of you, your guides are not going to allow this reunion until someone has cleared the karma. Okay, I see someone trying to come in actively. And this is where we have to remember that it's not just what we experience here on 3D. The mind makes things very confusing and very uncomfortable because we're trying to understand what is actually not to be understood in those terms. Because the reasoning for why that took place is not because of the mind. We did not rationally put ourselves in a certain situation or, put themselves in a certain situation. Okay, this is karma. What do you think people are experiencing when they're dealing with a very karmic situation? They're not dealing with their mind. Okay, their mind would not put them in a situation that would, so they're going through something, adversarially. There's something that they're going through that's inappropriate even I'm here now, like, given the context of your life right now. Now, for some, I see someone knocking at your door with a briefcase. I'm hearing Hamster Charles. I'm hearing that. I'm hearing that real strong. It's like, he wants to come back in. It's like, I'm hearing Vanessa. I'm hearing Vanessa. Take it as you will, Vanessa. What's up, girl? All right, Vanessa. Listen. All right. That one. Anyways, it's like, no, let's clear throat chakra. Maybe you're like, listen, I know. I don't want to be... Listen, I'm hearing, yo, Charles. Charles. Listen, I didn't say Charizard. I said Charles. Are you still? Are you here with your saxophone? Are you ready to play the real beat? I see you're like talking to this person on astral outside the door. It's like you're trying to like thought protract. Okay, whether or not maybe you realize it. For some of you, the way you'll know who this is you're having dreams about them. You're having dreams about them. Okay. They're trying to talk to you, like, behind the door. I'm thinking back, it's kind of like a little bit of, like, a Wizard of Oz kind of energy to it, like the Wizard in the Oz. In the Oz? Alright, so, yeah, it's like behind the curtain. But it's also kind of like that reading. Which reading was it? Was it what's happening between you and this person the next 10 days? Where the High Priestess, was it the High Priestess? It was the strength card. You guys remember that? Yeah, where someone got really upset. It was a Taurus reading, I think, and they they shut the door. Like it was like a huge medieval knocker door. And they just like shut that thing. Yeah, and it was like, don't you come back, something like that. Anyways, let's clear. They were really like having boundaries. Yeah, so this could also be your guides. Okay, it's like are you disrespecting her again? No, she doesn't see you anymore. That's the end of that. It's like, that's over. Alright? Yeah, no. It's like, why is Vanessa looking like she's got Victorian hair, like, over her eyes for me? It's like, because she does on Astral. She doesn't want to be involved, and why and why not? It's like, she's not going to debate it, and she knows that you're going to just be debating it. Should you continue on with the same hocus pocus and not even have boundaries with your own story with yourself? Like, in other words, like if someone's going to try and kind of loop you into their karma, okay, the spirit is not going to happen. They most likely separated you from people who did not have enough boundary with themselves and their own karma. Like, this is someone who's they might have been, privy to slipping some of their weight into your bag. And then who's going to pay for that? And it's not that you're not generous, but it's just a matter of your guides are not going to allow that. This is not how karma works. Because even if you were to get to TSA would be like zooming in on that toothbrush. That's not yours? I don't know. Yeah, it would not have made sense. It's like, sorry, I'm hearing bro. Okay. I'm hearing Siri as well. What? Why would you carry? I see, like, you would have had, and your guides have your backs. Like, they're not gonna... It would have been karmic for you, yeah. But it's not that would have been yours. Like, you're guided. They're not gonna... Yeah, they would not have let you, like, go through that anyways. Because it's like, it would have gotten rejected. It would have gotten returned to sender anyways. I'm hearing that even. Maybe that's not even their own energy. That's something that someone was boomeranging and attaching to them to get to you. We talked about that months ago. So someone was maybe even trying to get to you, okay, through another person close to you. That person did not have proper boundaries, and they might have been at a certain point of compromise to carry a certain frequency. And I don't know for everybody, guys, getting controversial, but yeah, you are controversial as a lightworker. Something you need to understand, right? Of course. And this is, yeah, ABC 1, 2, 3 lightworker, yeah, sort of the foundation of knowing that you're bringing a very controversial story here. So, it's kind of like Be aware of your boundaries, but also those who you associate, do they have their boundaries as well? And this is on an energy level, right? This is on a frequency plane. So anyways, let's back it up. You know, it's kind of like, yeah, it's like, we're not going to put her through that. We're like, she has to be, there's no point in that. Like, she's not going through TSA with his fucking motherfucking toothbrush. Like, that's his toothbruch. That's his, I'm here, bacteria. You know, when I think of a toothbrush, I think of bacteria. And I think of the throat chakra as well, right? Toothbrushes, they say you should always replace them or yeah, disinfect them or whatever over time. So I'm hearing this is not appropriate. Like, this person, yeah, maybe they was not being honest. There was not enough honest, open communication. Something was definitely, it was controversial, and it was something just a third party for some of you. Something with someone's family, they weren't talking outright about that. So it's like, we're having a fake ass conversation. We're not going to have that conversation. We're just not going to have it, and they pulled you guys apart. So when we're in separation, guys, this is kind of like, it's like healing, okay? It's kind of like regeneration time. It's time to regenerate. It's with purpose. It's intentional, and it's not random. You're not, yeah. And if you ever feel like it is, you need to meditate. Connect to your crown chakra. Now let's start. It's a prescription. Separation is a prescribed healing, and that's how it is when we're operating on these higher dimensions. We have to realize that nothing is random. We have to get out of the mind, the ego that tells us, I'm in separation. Even this is not the point. You're separating from you're separating from a particular conversation that you're having with that person. That's what you're separating from. You're going to detox from that. You got to detox from that, because spirit is not going to. Yeah, it's high stakes now. For those of you who are definitely following here this channel and this video and interested in the astral charts and as of late, you are on a flight, baby. So, you know, if that we're not going to not take the flight because we got a toothbrush we got to talk to TSA about hanging back at the terminal. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. We got to get our seat. That's our priority. Yeah, that's our priority. So it's not like, I mean, we could, but why? Why would we? This is where we got to like clear the karma of even having the conversation about it. Like, go have the conversation. We're not here to talk about that. We're not here to debate. No guilt. We don't feel guilt. We got to let it go. Leave it behind. And you know, yeah, this is about saying, like, you are now in another tier of your life, and that's not a bad thing. And don't ever feel bad about people who need to catch up with you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's not about you bringing them along for the ride directly. Sometimes it's indirectly. Yes, it means you leaving that person behind in their own dust. In other words, indirectly leaving them the conversation and saying, well, you don't want to elevate, bye. And then you move on your way, and you continue to move the frequency forward. It's about the frequency. It's not about the conversation and let's have peace and let's make up. That's not the priority. The priority is the resonation, and it is your resonation value that you now set for yourself. And does this person align with that? The only way they could is if you continue on that path towards it, with it, prioritizing it. Spirit wants to remind you that you're very powerful as well, and you know you're here to clear the way. Clearing is very uncomfortable at times, especially when there's a lot of controversy in relation to other storylines. I'm hearing even starseed galaxies. I'm hearing that this is the type of conversation we're talking about. This is getting very confrontational, galactically speaking, and we are on that plane. If this is it's abstract for you, don't worry. You don't have to resonate with this message. It doesn't have to perceptively resonate. Okay, at any point in time, but at any point in time necessarily. Let's backtrack for a trigger. Miss Narco says, but they won't let time go. Interesting. I thought that said me. It says there. Okay, well, that's very interesting because Spirit mirrored time to the thought of you and who you are. If we sort of tell people where to meet us. If we're like, yeah, bro, like I'm still acknowledging, that we, in some way we are still acknowledging, okay, that the potential for a certain conversation. We have to energetically really, really kind of, sift and sort through the vibrational patterns that we are, sometimes subconsciously we allow, right? Where we say, okay, frequently, let's give an example. You're about to have a conversation with someone you know that this is not a good vibe. Sometimes it's like, well, maybe I should just kind of, no, it's not about working with the mind. Your mind doesn't have to be satiated, and that's very, very tricky. But for those who have a lot of air in your chart, just in general, humans, they want to understand things. That's how we work through our life in many ways, right to this point especially. But this is changing. But talk to your personal practitioner. This is a video for entertainment purposes only. This is and if you have a history of paranoia or schizophrenia, please talk to your personal practitioner before watching tarot readings and if you feel that this is my personal 2 cents, and this is the disclaimer that, yeah. But anyways, the mind wants to understand. It wants a reason for why we're but it's not about the mind. Okay, it's in Love and Light's all here. Let's go on back here. Some of you, you really, yeah, this is about the mind. The mind really wants to understand, but the mind, okay, it's not in control, but it can be. Okay, the mind wants to know where is it and what is it that we are creating here. I'm hearing it like this. Okay, where is it and what is it that we're creating here? But first and foremost, yeah, as tempting as it may be to give the mind an answer, it is a matter of the spirit, and the spirit is what we're talking about here. The spirit is needing to be very firm at this time, being very much in a leadership-oriented position at this time, where we are saying, I'm not going to gravitate from the point of what I feel. Okay, your decision is what you feel, I'm hearing ultimately. And so if you're allowing certain feelings in other words, you're, again, about to have a conversation with someone, and you know in your gut, it's like, I don't feel that this is going to be a positive conversation. That is your answer. That is the conversation in and of itself. Because there's no way that you're going to have, okay, one ingredient and then it will lead to another. Okay, right? I mean, we're not at that point. I'm hearing it like this. Spirit is protecting you guys. Whatever the conversation. Now let's go something about someone's family. Now sometimes we allow a certain rhythm. We allow a certain thought of potential. Potential is no. I'm hearing from spirit. It's like, well, maybe like there's what's potential? No. I'm hearing no. This is yeah. The moment in which you're thinking, well, the minute that you're thinking, well, this is a general video, right? Yeah, again, you want to talk to your first practitioner. You want to be balanced mind, body, soul, with the light, all, but it's not about thinking. Thinking is like secondary. That's like having someone in shotgun try and like take over the wheel. Okay? Sitting in the passenger seat, okay, trying to like get their foot on the gas, but like from the passenger's perspective. Like that doesn't make sense, right? So, and this is not about time, it's not. Spirit is saying reorient, re-navigate, refocus. I feel if you are still feeling like someone's attached to you, it's because you're still, hoping that possibly you're opening that cord as to whether or not you can have a conversation and debate with their higher self when it comes to this particular shift that they need to make. You know they need to make it. You're not going to make it for them. We're not at that point anymore. I feel like Spirit really cut up a lot of cords here that made anyone really feel like they had to take on someone else's karma and their luggage and really kind of wheel it like in 3D. I'm hearing that kind of vibe. Now it's more like you know where you're headed to, but you know what's up here and you know where you're at, but you're kind of like you're reminded of them. I'm hearing that as well, where they can go, but it's not about potential. This is not potential world. Okay, I'm hearing it. This is what we're actually experiencing, and I'm sure you've noticed we're manifesting very quickly here on 5D. Very, very quickly. 155 people in the room right there. Now let's go. Yeah, some of you, there's no feeling bad. Nobody is a victim. Think about it. If someone were a victim and you saved them, that would not even be, what is that? That's not even actually saving, because if you, let's say that, how do we say this? Let's say you're at this vibrational state, right? You're looking back, I'm hearing, Marty is looking really sad these days. I want to help him in his life. Okay. That could be a metaphor, okay? It could be just be, I don't really feel this conversation is going to help me and allow me to focus on my story, but I'm going to still talk to this person about what is, and ultimately if it's decreasing your vibration, that's the message that we're talking about here. If you're looking back at Marty, right, it's like, okay, let's say Marty's like, I need to like ascend, okay? It's like he's realizing, you maybe even picking up on his thoughts, right? His projected thoughts that he is realizing, or she is realizing that it needs to manifest in a new direction. Now, you do not move in that direction for them. Okay, if anything, you are the limelight. I'm hearing the limelight to them. Ooh, interesting. You are the example to them. So you have to remain in that state, right? If you were to look back, and let's just say, I mean, even if it were so-called possible, you would just move back to Marty. if anything, you would move back to Marty. And that is, what is that? That's all that is, guys. When we feel guilty, it's like, it's like, that's why you don't feel good in relationships where it's like you feel that this is not really what you need. Okay, and I don't care, I'm sorry, I don't care what you say, like, even if you're in the Neptune shadow of, no, but like, I feel good when I see, that's bullshit. No, that's some bullshit. That's you not being connected to your higher self. We don't feel good decreasing our vibration to help ascend, another person's conversation. Never. That's the shadow of Neptune. That doesn't mean don't be compassionate, but have boundaries and know when you are in your space of alignment, right? When you're doing what's right for you, you're helping others in that very same conversation. Otherwise, let's think about it. If nobody were to ascend, we would have no frame of perspective, right? So this is why lightworkers are here. This is why we are here. We're not here to sit back with Marty and feel, sit back in guilt trip class. I'm hearing like that. No, like Marty wants to explain. It's like, no, we're not here to explain and find understanding and have understanding. No understanding. This is giddy up horsey, get your training wheels, really, really kind of point it out there and know what you want to do for yourself and in coming around the mountain to your storyline. And this has to do with people being brave with their own karma. Some people are not right now brave. And they're still in this victim mentality mode. Let's go to the sacral root. They got maybe very heavy karmic lineage here. That's not your story. And you will never want to give into guilt. That is their shadow projection. That is also maybe where, this is the patternized frequency that you got to shatter. I'm hearing like this. And it has to be that. Clearing karma is never going to be cotton balls and comfy and unicorn and, okay, sunshine and rainbows. Okay, I'm hearing on the Ritz cracker that spins around in circles. I don't know if it does. Okay. Let's backtrack. It's going to always feel like you are, chiseling away at a diamond. That you are doing something that is kind of like uncomfortable. But yet again, guys, it's your video. Tantra Growth Practitioner. Now, let's backtrack. For some of you, there are finances involved. I see some kind of triangulation here. If you are in a relationship, let's say like you're in a relationship with someone here and like there were finances, like they may be triangulating you with like, but it's not even the point. I'm seeing a block of cheese here. That reminds me of the Virgo reading, yeah. It's like the mouse who really wants to be with the cat, but like he's triangulating the cat with like, and when I say he, guys, what's gender? Everyone has all polarities, all. It's only on Earth that we have this like stigma of the female and the masculine. Take it as you will. Yeah. Okay, but yeah. So, but yeah, this cat, the mouse was sort of triangulating the cat with the cheese, which makes no sense. It's like the cat wants the mouse. That's the point, right? Cat and mouse. Good, right, all right. All right. But it's getting complicated, and the mouse maybe not ready for the relationship with the cat, and starts triangulating the cat with the cheese. And it's like at a certain point, sometimes as the cat, you may really actually believe that you want the cheese, but cats don't eat cheese. Last I checked, last I knew, do they? They want the mouse, but there's a misunderstanding possibly, right? Because, well, mice eat cheese, so in a way, if you're eating the mouse, or if, well, I don't know what you're doing with them. I don't know what your antics are with the mouse once you do kind of catch them. I don't know. Okay. That's up to you what you guys end up doing, all right? The rendezvous, but yeah. I'm seeing that one. What is it, the Lady and the Tramp? Okay, where they're eating the spaghetti. Anyways. But when you finally, like, when the cat has, like, that one rendezvous, like, romantic moment with the mouse, alright, it's like, maybe, like, yeah, it's like, the cat maybe is having a misunderstanding. It's like, but mentally, because they associate the mouse with the cheese, and so it's kind of like the mouse knows that, it's like, I'll associate, like, yeah, with the cheese, so, like, I'll put the block of cheese over here, and you'll associate the cheese with me. Is the dogs out there? Now, yeah, okay, definitely check out the Virgo May reading. That was really a fascinating video. I found that very interesting. When it comes to the narcissistic paradigm, if you're dealing with something of the sort, definitely go check out Virgo May 2022 reading. Yeah, so it's like maybe the cat, like when he used to hang out with the mouse every now and then, like the times they did hang out, like he would get a whiff of the cheese on the mouth's breath. Have you heard it like those? So he would associate. And the mouse is smart. Like he knows, like if he can't show up for the relationship, like he'll put a block of cheese. He'll have a block of cheese sitting there. Okay, yeah, the cat. But then it's like, then the cat realizes suddenly, like one day, like hold on, I'm chasing the cheese. This doesn't make sense. It's about the mouse. So we have to reprioritize. You know, it's like I'm not here for your cheese. I'm here for you. And it's like, okay, yeah, that's true. You're right. It's like this is more patternized. It's not like, oh, the mouse is malicious. Okay, it's not that that was intentional. I hear that, but in a way, we'll say, okay, we're our consciousness, and we make those decisions consciously of how we operate in our paradigm and our reality. But yeah, it's time to take responsibility for the karma and the patterns through which we act. Okay, whereas like, yeah, I'm just gonna kind of like maybe that mouse, that's all they knew in relationships. Like that's that's all they knew. Like in their family, that's what yeah, the cheese was always their triangulation. Metrics? I don't know. So yeah, it's like, what is the cheese in your relationship, and you know, what is obstructing the connection between you and you? I hear that as well. When you're with this person, do you feel like you're with you, or do you feel like you have to go back to you every now and then? Do you feel like you have to, you know, to look out for you? You know, that's where spirit, I think, is really encouraging you to step back. And I feel like in the last few months and weeks, we have been doing that. So you guys, we're gonna take a break. We'll come back in a bit. Definitely keep clearing your aura. As these shifts happen, as you know, lots of things sort of, I'm hearing escalate and elevate, I hear as well. We will be feeling that. So hold your grid, keep connecting to nature, clear your aura, okay? You may be really feeling a lot going on. It's almost like, you know, yeah, waves, but know which waves you want to ride out. Some of you, you know, you decided to sit on land. You don't have to ride out. You don't have to ride out those waves, is what I'm hearing. But this is a general video. We talk to your first practitioner. I'm not sure what everybody's going through, right? We have to make your decisions for yourself, and we'll see you in the next